For more on the investigation of FIFA and its ramifications, I'm joined by Patrick Rish from Washington University in St. Louis. He's the director of their sports business program. Patrick, thanks so much for joining us. Why don't I begin with just some reactions from fans on this news? I want to play that for you, then I want to get your reaction after. So let's listen in.
We all know FIFA is a corrupt business, and they caught those who are quite old.
For me, the fact there were Argentines involved in this is logical. For us Argentines, it's not a shock they were in this.
It will be very good that this case is investigated and the truth comes out.
It's an interesting sport in that it's loved in Latin America, but the people in Latin America, as you hear there, they feel it's a given that it's corrupt. What are your thoughts on that?
It's not a surprise to many people, Mike, that there is a lot of corruption with FIFA. And these allegations and indictment today, not a surprise to me, not a surprise to a lot of people that are passionate about soccer. My only hope, Mike, going forward is that the sponsors like Visa, Coca-Cola, the major sponsors of this sport at major tournaments, the World Cup, that they exert their power and their influence. Because as we've seen in other incidents, whether there's scandals involving individual athletes like Lance Armstrong, Tiger Woods, or if there's scandals that involve a whole league with domestic abuse in the NFL last year, sponsors can have some pull and some power in influencing the direction. I'd love to see this vote on Friday postponed. I think that would be the appropriate thing. I'd like to see a revote of the 2022 World Cup that was awarded to Qatar. I really believe that should happen if these allegations prove to be true.
Well, at the last World Cup, Brazilian police arrested this gentleman by the name of Ray Whalen. He was a FIFA partner executive for scalping tickets. I'm sure you remember that. But he was also had ties to Blatter's nephew. How ingrained is all of this, and how much of this is going to just really kind of be exposed in the next weeks, months? What's out there, do you think?
I wish it was going to be weeks. I have a feeling, Mike, it's going to be months, maybe even longer than that, which is unfortunate to those that feel that there should be a revote for both the 2018 and 2022 World Cup. We're all going to be waiting anxiously to see what they reveal, but I have a very strong feeling that FIFA is going to lawyer up, and certainly Sepp Blatter is going to do the same. They've been able to maintain power despite all these allegations and rumors of improprieties. I think it's going to take some time before we find out what exactly is beneath the surface. We may never know, unfortunately, Mike.
Why do you think the U.S. is taking the lead on this? I mean, there's some who are saying it's sour grapes. They didn't get one of the bids, and perhaps that's what's leading to all of this. What are your thoughts?
Well, it could be partly because CONCACAF does have its offices here in the States. Part of it could be that because of the wire transfers that have taken place, this now allows outside bodies like the U.S. government to get involved. And quite frankly, they've got the teeth to fight this. And, you know, I can't speak to whether or not there's any sour grapes as it relates to the 2022 bid. But, you know, again, it's funny we're talking about this now. If you look at other sports, we've talked about PEDs and other sports and leveling the playing field. We talked about Deflategate recently with the New England Patriots and Tom Brady and this whole issue of leveling the playing field and having fair play. Funny that FIFA talks about this, and even Sepp Blatter in his statement today makes references to this, but do they really mean it? And again, if there is evidence that there was malfeasance in either of the 2018 or 2022 World Cup selections, there has to be a revote. And I think the only folks that have the power to force that, Mike, are the sponsors.
And we'll have to keep our eye on them as well as FIFA in the days and weeks that come. Thank